All right, I'm going to take you all through a little story of how we got my puppy Trinity. So she came from all the way in California. They found her, and when I say they, just a rescue found her on the streets. So she was hopping around, saw she was missing a paw. So more than likely, a breeder ended up dropping her off just because of the difference in biology with her missing that paw, unfortunately. So it's kind of sad. But she ended up making her way to a rescue in Wisconsin called Starfish Rescue. And she came from planes, so she got to fly a plane, not herself, but she flew in the cargo, whatever type thing. So hopefully that wasn't too scary for her. But then my family and I, we got her through the rescue we're part of in the Quad Cities. And so we drove up to Madison, Wisconsin, and got her from that rescue. So we just fostered her at first, and I was actually away when we first got her, so it was kind of a surprise that we ended up getting a dog. And my parents were telling me about her, and she's like, "Oh, she's super cute. You're gonna love her," type thing. So I ended up coming back home. I think I was on some adventure, some camping, some hiking trip type thing or whatever. But got home, kind of fell in love with her instantly. She's a sweetheart, that's for sure. She was adorable. But so we took her to a few vet appointments just to talk about the process of taking care of a three-legged dog. And we kind of talked up front about a prosthetic and found out that was an option. So we ended up wanting to do that. So we talked to the rescue because we wanted to foster her or adopt her, for her to become ours, and just wanted to be a part of the process that they would help out and assist with the prosthetic of getting one. So we talked to the vets and everything, and they said she has to wait a year until she's at least a year old just because of full development. So everything's all developed in her leg, and she's not going to outgrow the device, which makes sense. So we ended up waiting a full year and kind of growing in love and just further in love with her throughout the year and getting to know her more, letting her get used to our family. But she's a sweetheart. She's a ton of fun. She's really spunky, a lot of energy, and she's funny. But so we finally came to the little over a year mark, and I made an appointment with a vet clinic out in Fort Collins, Colorado. So it's at Colorado State University. They're actually the leading research in dog sports medicine. Did not know that was a thing until I started researching, but they're the leaders out of it. So that was pretty cool, and took her out there. We ended up stopping by through my college town at first on our way out. She ended up puking on me twice in the car, whatever, but after that she ended up doing all right. Gave her some sleepy dog medicine, so that helped a lot. That was definitely useful. So we did that, and the rest of the drive was pretty smooth. She kind of sat in my lap for most of it, and ended up meeting a few friends out in Colorado as well. And so went through the appointment, and things went really well. They said she was a really good candidate because of she still has most of her leg, it's pretty much just above the paw, like kind of the dog's ankle where she's missing down. And she moves her nub a ton. I'll definitely show you some videos and post some videos on that. And so it was a really good candidate, and what was really cool about this is the vet I was talking to, so this is through OrthoPets, they focus on dog prosthetics and things like that. And the vet I was talking to, her dog is missing the same nub or same leg that Trinity is missing, and it was very similar, just because you'll see in the videos how Trinity's right leg is kind of valgus tilted. I think that's what you would say for dogs. I don't really know. I studied physiology and athletic training and stuff in college, and so I know human standards, but I don't really know necessarily if it's anterior tilted or valgus wise or whatever the term is in dog anatomy / physical therapy stuff, but whatever. It's just tilted inwards a little bit. And so this vet's dog was a similar case, and it was cool. So I got to see videos of this dog run with the prosthetic and how it fitted for this dog. So it'd probably be pretty similar to Trinity, and Trinity wasn't as much anteriorly rotated, so that was definitely a positive plus. And so we got her molded, did all those things, then kind of took a trip down into the mountains, just her and I, and we went sandboarding, took her on a sandboard, went down the sand dunes at Great Sand Dune National Park, and it's like southern Colorado, so I forget what town it's technically a part of or whatever. So did that, climbed some mountains. She got pretty tired, so I kind of had to carry her up the mountains I'll show some pictures and stuff of that and what we got to see, the waterfalls and things, and all the doggos we met along the way. But then we came back to the Quad Cities and set up another appointment to actually get the prosthetic, which just because it took a couple weeks for them to fabricate, make all this stuff or whatever, and then ship it. So they shipped it to OrthoPet's partner and just outside of Chicago. We went there just last week and got the prosthetic, got the device, and the vet took us through all the exercises, which you'll see in the videos to come, of us kind of doing rehab with Trinity, and my parents will help a little bit, but she's pretty much my dog. By pretty much, I mean she is my dog, so I do most of all the physical therapy with her, just a cute little connection and whatnot. But you'll see all the exercises we learned and they taught us, but it's very similar to human PT or physical therapy, just kind of trying to get her to weight bear on it again and increase range of motion, so passively. So that means when someone's assisting you to guide your limb or whatever through a certain range of motion. And so we do a lot of that. Then active range of motions is so having her do it herself and just getting her to have some weight bearing on that leg. So it's going to take a while. She didn't necessarily start and get sprinting right away and jumping all over the place with it. She was kind of like, what in the heck is this thing on my leg? This is not normal, not used to this. But it's going to take a lot of time just to get her to relearn everything. It's similar to, let's say, like baseball or some sport or something you get really good at and you start developing a bad habit. It's harder to break that bad habit than, let's say, relearn or learn a new skill type thing, because you're learning from the get-go. You don't have any of the bad habits. So training her to get rid of those bad habits, she puts her left leg in the middle, which kind of makes sense. So she counterbalances herself. So she adjusted that for the main part. And I mean, she does good for the most part. It's more looking towards the future. So she can sprint, she can run, she can jump, she can do a whole bunch of things, go down, upstairs, everything really well. It's cool how much dogs are able to adjust to different circumstances. But the main thing is she's gonna develop arthritis in that left leg, and it's actually going to affect other parts of her body too, so parts of her vertebrae where it's going to put extra stress on. So we just want to help avoid that, and that's what the prosthetic device is mainly for, just to let go of some of that weight bearing on that front leg. So I'm not sure the exact ratio, but I believe it's around 60% of dogs' weights, their weight goes on their front legs, so just having it on one paw versus kind of split up between two. And since most of their weight's on their legs up front, it's going to help a lot and kind of take a lot of that stress off of her bones, off of her ligaments, off of her muscles and everything. So that should help a lot. But here's the device. We'll show you that real quick. So this is what it looks like. It's super cool. It's got like a little bicycle tire on the bottom. So that's pretty neat. I'll get more of an in-depth video of kind of how this thing all works and whatnot later to come. But without further ado, here's Trinity real quick. Trinity, say hi. Hi, Trinity. Curly. Woo.